In 2011, a 14-year-old girl in Indiana did something that would embarrass one of the most powerful companies on earth. She didn't hack them. She didn't steal anything. She just did math. And what she discovered was so damaging that Nike had to completely change how they do business in an entire country. This is the story of how a middle school project exposed a $40 billion lie and why the sneakers on your feet right now might be part of the problem. Let's rewind to 2011. Samantha Smithson is 14 years old. She lives in Pennsylvania, and her social studies teacher just gave her class an assignment. Pick a company, research how they treat their workers. Samantha picks Nike because everyone at her school wears Nikes. She starts reading about their factories in Indonesia, and she finds something called the minimum wage. In Indonesia, the minimum wage in 2011 was about $1.50 per hour. Nike's own reports said they paid above minimum wage. So Samantha thinks, okay, cool, they're the good guys. But then she finds another document, an actual payslip from an actual worker in an actual Nike factory. The numbers don't match. So Samantha does what any annoying 14-year-old does. She double-checks the math. Nike claimed workers earned about $2 per hour, but the actual take-home pay, after deductions, 58 cents per hour. And these workers were doing 60-hour weeks. That's $34 per week to make shoes that sell for $120. Now here's where it gets weird. Samantha discovers that Nike wasn't technically lying. They were using something called mandatory deductions. Workers were forced to live in company housing, forced to buy company food, forced to use company transport, and all of that was deducted from their paycheck. So Nike could say, we pay above minimum wage, while workers took home almost nothing. Samantha writes everything down, emails it to her teacher. Her teacher reads it and realizes this is bigger than a school project. Within 2 weeks, it's national news. Nike's PR team is in full panic mode. Because here's the thing they didn't expect. The workers in Indonesia saw the story too, and they started asking questions. Protests broke out at multiple factories. The Indonesian government launched an investigation. Media outlets started digging into other brands. Nike's stock dipped. And 6 months later, Nike did something they swore they'd never do. They announced a complete overhaul of their wage structure in Indonesia. No more mandatory deductions. Real minimum wage, transparent pay. A 14-year-old with a calculator had done what labor unions couldn't do for decades. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This wasn't just Nike, and it's not just Indonesia. Right now, millions of people make the clothes you wear, the shoes you walk in, the phone in your pocket. And most of us have no idea what they're paid. Samantha is 27 now. She works in labor rights, and she says the biggest lesson from all of this isn't about Nike. It's that companies only change when people ask questions. When you check the tag, when you Google the brand, when you ask who made this, one person, one spreadsheet, one middle school project changed the lives of thousands of workers. So next time you buy something, maybe just do the math.
And if you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more stories companies don't want you to know. Thanks for watching.